Hello and welcome back to Stranded D, welcome back to Pacific Paradise, and welcome back to this island we are creating! Yes, we are on the PC version of the game, we are in the cartographer, and for anyone who's new here, I mean, we're quite a way through building this island. What are you doing? Subscribe? What was that? I don't know, I'm just having one of those days. But the controls are W to go forward, S to go back, A goes left, D goes right, Q goes down, E goes up. You push and hold the right mouse button and that pans the camera around, but wait, there's more, there's always more as we come in on the beach. We can grab the little yellow life raft and press R to rotate, T transforms, C copies or clones, delete deletes, and if you have something selected, there we go, something selected and press F, that focuses. But wait, there's even more, there's always more. You see, we have these three brushes. We have smooth height, set height, and raise and lower height. And if you're going around outside of your island with the amount slider cranked all the way up as high as it will go, and you're smoothing the sand because beaches tend to be nice and smooth. And you think, yeah, you know what, I'm going to hit the raise and lower height, and I'm just going to give it a little left click now. Look at that amount slider. It is inherited between all three brushes. That means if I were to left click now, I'd have a problem. I'd be putting a spike all the way up to the Andromeda Galaxy, and I don't think they'd like that too much. So what we're going to do is crank the amount slider down, wait 6 billion years until Andromeda crashes into the Milky Way galaxy and everything goes a bit topsy-turvy, but don't worry about that because the sun's going to burn out in about 5 billion years. Did I say million or billion? It's not going to matter to anyone anyway. But we are making a caldera, a volcano, an extinct volcano on this island, and it is about as big as we can get away with. Why is it so big? Well, because you guys made a little request, and I was like, you know what? It's not a democracy, but I'll see what I can do. So if we go to terrain, we hit the cog and turn the ocean off. Yes, this island is about as big as you can get. It's so big that the wrecks that we have are just kind of hanging off the island itself. Which is something of a problem. I mean, not for the sharks, I imagine they're gonna love your little toes as you're running around the island, but it does mean that we have to get creative, and we have been creative. So on one side of the island, if we turn that off, we have the forest. We've got a forest, which is lovely. On another side of the island, we've got a bunch of rock spires, which is also lovely. We have, on this side of the island, a bunch of groins, a shipwreck, and some World War II ruins, which, yes, you can get inside. Well, we kind of worked out that you can get inside them, and they are quite good. I think we just need to shave that off, but I'll do that at some point. So yes, we have one fort and 2 forts, which is rather good. And then on this side of the island, the last side, we have ourselves a big old lump of rock. We have a lava flow because if we go under the water, bloop, we have ourselves a tunnel because yes, that was a request. And if we scoop all the way through here, we put in rocks last time, we put in bushes because it's going to be quite dark down here. You're not going to be able to tell the difference between a bush and seaweed. And yes, this is about as far down as you can place an object. If you clip an object out of bounds, it won't render once you're in the game. And up in the roof, up in the ceiling, what we did is we put a bunch of, there we go, skiffs. So we have some shipwrecks or some skiffs. They're upside down, and the idea is that what happens is when a player gets close to the island, all of the containers render, and then sometimes the skiffs have containers, sometimes they don't. But if they do, they'll rain down into that cavern, and people will be able to find them. We also have a skiff here, which is just kind of sitting here in the crater. The crater, which is looking pretty empty right now. We have one tree. Now, I wanted to keep it fairly simple in here. We've got a bunch of cool stuff on the outside of the island, but this is a little shelter. It is a place away from, well, I guess the storms and the goings-on out in the big wide ocean. It is linked to the ocean using that tunnel, so this is obviously ocean water. It's going to be quite salty. But we do need to do some things in here, otherwise the player's going to have a hard time. Speaking of hard time, yeah, we changed the shelter up here and turned it into some rock. So if players are coming from the World War II ruins and they run up here and they go, oh, what a lovely view, and they're not cautious enough, they might just fall off and break their ankles. which is interesting. I'll only do it once. But yeah, we need to add more trees. Not a lot of trees, because that is something I tend to do quite a bit. But we need the trees for scale. Because if you're a player down here, and you're standing here, oh, that's a big tree, but it's not as big as the Lipith crater, that's fine. But if I look over here, there's nothing for scale. It just doesn't look that good. So what we need to do is add a tree here next to the jetty, and jetty is the same design as we've been using for all of the researchers, the mythological, the researchers that we imagined would be on this island. So we're just going to whip open, not animals, trees. You're having a bit of a day, aren't you? Yes, I am. Thank you for asking. Yeah. Over the weekend, I was about to record a vlog. We'll find the Ficus Tree 2 is the big one. Ficus Tree 2, cool. Yeah, I was about to record a vlog, got all the cameras in the car, and you'll never believe it, but the car ran out of electricity. You what, mate? Your car is made of electricity. It's a hybrid. Yeah, it turns out it needs a battery to turn the computer on, and the engine and everything, and that battery just kind of died. So the big battery under the passenger seats couldn't take over. And so I have to order a battery and a tool to put it in there. Because the recovery guy was like, oh, you want to do this yourself? I like people like you. I'm like, I like people like me as well. Thank you for saying that, though. So yeah, that's snapped from the tree to the rock, so you got to keep an eye on that. Sometimes you let go, and it's not going to do it. Sometimes you let go. Oh. Sometimes, yeah, you have an object selected, and it'll snap to something way, way off in the background you can't see, and you're moving things around, and you're just like, it's not moving. That doesn't explain why you're so... we'll press C to copy and clone, and then rotate that copy to make a big tree. Oh yeah, because I have to cycle to work, and it's exhausting, especially with, you know, recovering from broken bones and stuff. It's a little sore. So we've put a ficus tree in, we've copied or cloned it using the C button, and that just snapped onto something else. I could see that. So having two trees together means that we can get double the thickness. Yes. But I want a branch to be over the beach. It actually is over the beach. Oh, that's kind of neat. That's better. That's a better angle. Look at that. Because as you're walking on the beach, now you have this branch, and it's framed that dark. It's a little tiny little thing. But as you're walking along, you're just going to be looking and going, oh, it's a jetty. I wonder if I can step on that. Because it's the top bunk thing. You got siblings, whoever is the oldest gets the top bunk. Yeah, everyone wants the top bunk, and everyone wants to step out on the end of a jetty. It doesn't need to be big. It doesn't even need to be over deep water. For some reason, there are things that just draw human beings. A jetty out over water. Some player is going to stand on that and just look out over here, even though they can just jump in the water. That is good, but we've framed it now. And why did we frame it? Oh yeah, because this is going to be the entrance. Oh, but now we have one tree, a two tree. And we need a tree over here. So we need something over here. So that the three trees mean that no matter where you look, no matter your angle of vision, your FOV, you'll be able to see a tree. So you'll be able to see something that's small and in the crater, but you're not going to be able to see all the big stuff outside. So it's still going to be basic, simple even, but it's not going to be, you know, you need them for scale. That's what I'm trying to say. Good. So what we'll do is we'll hit terrain objects, so we've got nothing selected. We'll need to put some stuff over here, but I'm thinking we've got one there, and we need a third over here. Everything in threes. I don't want to put anything below here because I want people to jump off onto a tree. Because some people will do that. Some people are a bit of a nana and will absolutely throw themselves off the highest point. Oh, that's the other thing humans like doing. Climbing to the tops of mountains. Why? Just to see the view, I guess. So we're throwing the shoreline rock. We'll have some rock in water, which is nice. The shoreline rock has a slight caveat. If we bring it up in the air, ooh, look at that. And then we look at it from underneath. Oh, it's kind of open underneath, so you can't just like put them in places and just flip them over. You can rotate them slightly, but yeah, upside down is definitely not something you want, unless you're building a specific map and you want that effect. But shoreline rock, and then we'll toss some trees in, we'll throw some greenery in. That'd be nice. It'd be lovely. Oh, it'd be lovely, it will. So focus tree 2, I want the big one. Nope, yep. If you don't let go, it'll just follow terrain and object geometry. You can put it in the water if you want. You can make a swamp, flooded forest. That is something you can absolutely do. We're not going to do that though. We are going to... I'm going to put you over here. You guys sit on the beach and think about what you've done. We'll have you growing out the rocks. Doesn't matter if it's clipped in because it just looks like it's growing out of the rocks. It's great. We can drop it down over. Yeah, good. Branch over the water. Nice shadow there. So yeah, it should be now. Wherever you look, there'll be a tree or scale. Good. Yes, it's basically impossible to look. Yeah, basically impossible to look anywhere in here without seeing some sort of greenery. And because we know these are bigger than the player. And how do we know that? Well, we go to here, we go to structures, we go to Mr. Door, the adventures of Mr. Door. That's the height of the player, or at least you can assume it's the height of the player up to about the window. The windows and the doors. There you go. So we're just moving that backwards and forwards without letting go of left mouse button. And you can see it's actually pretty massive. If you had another player, if you're playing co-op, maybe you're actually quite far away the other side of the Caldera, because it's essentially this whole area, the blue area, is the size of an island. What? Yeah, this blue area is about the size of a small island. So just to give you a sense of scale, we'll hit C to copy that tree, we'll hit R to rotate. Yeah, that's why I need the trees for scale. Tree for scale. Because we can't use a nan. Oh, we can. We can use a nana plant. You are very clever. Despite what they say. What's that from? That's from... Batman. I believe Val Kilmer Batman. So I'm just going to rotate this over... I think these trees are the same way around. Oh, they're not touching each other. That's the problem. I'll scoot that way, and then in, and then that way. It's a little tricky here. And then it snapped onto the rocks. Yeah, dead. Don't know if we can... What can we select? There we go. That's fine. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I want the branch over here, but I don't really want it touching the wall of the crater. I just need it to be a big bushy tree. Right, terrain objects, got nothing selected. Trees, okay, sure. I'm going to need some bits and pieces here. I'm going to need you guys to do some heavy lifting. Small allocation, maybe. Yeah, I just want a little oasis of greenery, you see. The allocation is ridiculous, the big one. It's about the size of a person. It's huge. Why? Why did they make it so big? Oh, there's a nana. A bit of a nana plant. Done. Let's rotate that a little bit. I don't want the leaves totally clipping in, but sometimes you just need... There you go. As long as it's in the dirt, it should be fine. In the dirt and not egregiously clipping leaves through things. Because otherwise it just looks like it's taken out the toolbox and everyone's like, oh, it's a bit sad. Aloe vera? I think we will. It's a little bit of colour. The player will probably just pick the flower off that and it'll never have a flower again, but it's good. It's good. I like it. How about this bit over here? I mean, it's fine. I do prefer these guys being closer to the water and the beach. This is nice. It's very nice. Ceremon. Yeah, I think we'll just throw the ceremon down. Now, some of the sand has like a polygonal quality to it. It's just something we're going to have to live with. 1.0 update did not do this game justice. I mean, it's fine, but it introduced a bunch of bugs and then they went, not going to fix them. Oh, okay. It's Ben and Sam. And I don't know which, is it Sam that's gone on to do Stranded Deep 2? I don't know what Ben's doing. I hope they're alright. I hope they're having a good time. They're from Melbourne, Australia, both of them. Or at least that's where the office was located for this. So we'll just pop that down into sand, a bit of a nana. Good. Don't need too much there. We got this as a focal point. This, however, is... Yeah, not entirely sure about this. I want to get rid of you. Goodbye. You are gone. But what are we going to replace it with? Big rock. Really? Yeah, there you go. Oh, look at that. That is a big rock. What does it taste like? I don't know. Probably tastes like broken teeth. Really? I imagine so. So, we've got another big rock. Yeah, you don't want to go licking rocks. Unless you want the salt, I guess. But you never know what's in them. Sometimes you just pick up something nasty. Like mesothelioma. What? Well, it depends on what rocks you've been powdering yourself with, I guess. Yeah, that's better. Throw some more little plants around here. Cocoa bush. You could actually cocoa bush. No, not nana. I want cocoa bush. Yeah, there you go. Is it too much? Is it too much for our mission, for what we're doing? Perhaps. Let's do this. No, I think it's fine. So we're hitting T and R to transform and rotate, sliding it back. There you go. That's a little nicer than the shoreline rocks where they were. Terrain objects, nothing selected, because sometimes you can accidentally nudge stuff around and not mean to nudge it around, but it just does. And it's frustrating and annoying because there's no undo, so you need to save often. There you go. A bit more greenery down here without taking out any altitude. So got some over there, some over here, and a little bit of greenery here. Nice. Very nice. Even if I do say so myself, and I do. Why not? You gotta blow your own trumpet. Toot your own horn, because ain't no one else gonna do it. Let's drop this down. You really are on one today. Yeah, my push bike is a folding bike and it weighs like 13 kilos. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I looked at putting an electric motor on it, but I would need to cut it in places where you shouldn't cut bikes normally. I want another tree. Oh, it's tempting, but I gotta keep an eye on the mission. Just a little bit of greenery though. Does look good. Does look good. I'm all up for changing the rules. Oh, I'm going to have it coming out of the cocoa bush. Really? Yes. Let's do that. Done. That is actually better. That does feel a lot better. And since map making is based on feel, then, you know. Let's throw in a little acacia. I don't actually know how you're supposed to pronounce this. I've always pronounced it like that because that's how it looks in the toolbox. And no one's ever corrected me. I believe if you say something with enough conviction, people just don't correct you. They're just like, yeah, no, that person knows what they're talking about. Do they? Probably not. Aloe vera? Oh, we've already got some fruity plants. We got some fruit here. We got some PP. Is that potato? Yeah, there's loads of stuff over there. Alright. Bloop. Let's just splash into the water. There's nothing here. Okay, cool. So we got 3 trees. Well, we got 4 trees now. Technically 2, 4, 6, 7 trees, but technically, these trees double to make one monster tree, one world tree, if you will. But yeah, now that gives a little bit of scale. We'll need to have plants to the outside. We've done, but I need to do something with this. This is going to be a bit of a pain in the bum if we don't do something with it. And terrain objects, so we got nothing selected. Good. Yeah, I can see a little problem here. See, what we've got is these. So copy, T transform, slide it up, and then rotate. So rotate it like that. It's not going to want to rotate nicely, but that's fine. T to transform, find the blue toggle, slide it down, slide it up, slide it over, slide it forward. Now this is the little path that the researchers created, and that's the narrative. That's the narrative over here. So that's the research station. That's over here, yeah. volcano researchers. So after the World War II guys got done with the island, the researchers came in and they're responsible for that. They're responsible for the jetty and the breathing apparatus that is down underwater. Because one of the most spooky things you can do, there we go, breathing apparatus underwater with some lamps. And there's another lamp over there, but there's no... The lamp is the treasure. Unfortunately, they won't be lit until it's dark. So you might not ever see them unless you're swimming through the tunnel in the dark, in which case you are an absolute either legend or lunatic. I'm not entirely sure which. But yeah, so the researchers are responsible for that. Cave diving, man. Diving in the ocean is terrifying enough. Cave diving is just taking it to a whole new extreme. It's just like, I don't think diving's dangerous enough. Let's go into a cave where I probably won't find my way up or out. Limited air. And yeah, sometimes you even need to take the scuba tanks off. The self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Scuba. Is that what it means? Yeah. Yeah. It's an acronym. So we're just lining these rocks up because I want to add a structure. And one of the structures we haven't been using is the Seafort Bridge. It wants to clip through the world. It's a little bit of a naughty thing. Sometimes you gotta be a little bit naughty. Once the madness leaves, what is left? Exhaustion. That's what. Okay, yeah, we'll do this. That's fine. This is actually not a full bridge piece. That's a half. That's broken bridge. Yeah, this might be a problem. Might be a problem? Yeah. We got a bit of an issue here because I don't want that just going down like that. So what we'll do is we will do this. Yep, we can fix this. This will be fine. Sliding it using the blue toggle. And then... Okay, we're going to have to get creative here. We are. I believe you're in this as well. So yes, we are going to have to get creative. So we'll use these rocks to denote the path. Which is fine. There we go. That's anchored in there. We'll need to raise this up. So terrain, raise and lower, check the amount slider, eyeball the amount slider, because otherwise we'll be in a lot of trouble if we biff that up. Bring that up slightly off the stop, and then raise it up a little bit. Just by brushing under here. That's fine, we'll just raise the land up. What we don't want to do is go too far this way, because we'll then start filling the tunnel which is down underneath, and I don't want to do that. That would be silly. I'm going to raise the amount up a little bit more there. It's moving faster now. I do want it to be a little bit... There we go. Let's just... There we go. See, where I live on the coast, you do get stuff like this, where people have built things. They tend to follow terrain loosely. So let's lower this, like pathways and things. I want to smooth this under here. Just to... So we got a bit of a sort of a nasty crease under here, and I think I want it to be up off the deck, but I want it to be smoother than that. That's better. So I want this the sort of non-uniform geometry in the terrain. So this looks like it was placed here following terrain, but this is all, some of this is natural, some of this isn't, some of this has been placed here. You see, we've got to get creative. Right, this is kind of like horror in there, that's fine. What I think we should do though is have a little look and see what it looks like at the top, which is fine. So here, yeah, looks alright actually. Yeah, feels like something you'd walk down. I want people not to be able to, well, it doesn't matter, they can do what they want, but I want people to like have an indication they shouldn't walk off there, because that's not good for them. We could put a rock there, or we could put a big ass plant. And you are a big ass plant. It's good. There you go. It moved. I don't want it to move. there. But why would you do that? So as you're walking down, you're sort of like, oh, and you're not, you're just walking off the edge here, which is better. We can throw a cocoa bush in. Cocoa bush is a nice big structural thing, but because there's a bit of a weird gap there, I kind of want to get rid of the weird gap. So, cocoa bush can fill that hole. Because there ain't nothing better than filling a hole than... Do you ever start saying something and your brain's like, you probably shouldn't have finished that? I wouldn't. And you're like, oh, alright. Okay. Little acquiesced brain. Right, good. That's better. That's a little adventure going on there. Yeah, so for most people, they'll have grass texture and things clipping through here anyway. So we know that for a fact. Just nice. Little non-plants. Non-plant. I think we should do something here. I mean, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah, just a rock or something. So we'll go find small rock. Small rock 1's quite nice. I just need something here. You know? There you go. It's not a big thing, but it's something to pass your eye as you're going down. So you're going down here and you're like, bloop, 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 bloop. That's fine, but this is passing you by and it gives you a sense of like speed or forward velocity or something. And then you've got all this stuff in here. That looks so much better. Oh, that looks so much better. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That feels a bit better. I didn't want too much in here, and we're done with the trees now. We'll copy these plants around the outside, much like the buffalo girls. Is that enough? That might just be enough, you know. I think what I'm going to do is leave this. There we go. I'm going to leave this as it is and let my subconscious work on it. So I'll keep this in the back of my mind, and I'm like, if there needs to be more here, then we can add more. Yeah, because I think from this direction it doesn't look quite as good. Maybe we need a plant here. Maybe we need something in this recess. Then maybe we... Tree, please. I'm trying to talk. Maybe we need something here. So there's just a little bit of decoration going on. But otherwise, it doesn't look like we've done a lot. But, I mean, literally this whole area, this blue area, is the size of an entire island. It's hard to get scale when the island is actually so freaking massive. It's so big. And full of hidden charm, hidden stuff, hidden dangers, hidden terror, hidden je ne sais pas. But you know what? I need to go and, I don't know, get coffee or something. I need to get something inside me. Maybe a nice cup of tea. That does sound delightful, actually. Some Earl Grey. So I'm going to leave it here for the time being. Yeah, this island is really coming together now. We need to do a lot of fine detail on the beaches, especially the beaches facing us. A lot of little details and just kind of fill in the big gaps around the outside. Not too far, but then no journey ever is after the first step. So I'm going to leave it there for the time being. If you like these videos, definitely leave a little like, leave a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you want notifications, dingle the bingle. If you don't want notifications, don't click the bell, and I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time.